The Legion expansion introduced a lot of secret quest lines with rewards like the Riddler's Mindworm and the Lucid Nightmare. One of the less secrets is that of the 4 Falcosaur mounts. Acquiring these 4 mounts takes you through 15 days of bonding with the Falcosaur hatchling, during which you do pet battles together, fight raid bosses, and go shopping. If you like cute things, questing with these guys should be right up your alley. Look at these little emotes. Now is the best time to do these 4 quest lines while we wait for the next expansion. I recommend doing the quests on a max level character with decent gear, as you will be venturing into a couple of Legion dungeons and raids. At the end of the process, you will have 4 new mounts and 4 new pets in your journal. If you have never done pet battles or collected any pets before, the Falcosaur quest lines can get a bit complicated for you, but everything should be doable with tenacity and a bit of pet hunting or buying. It is important to note that in current retail, it will take you less than 15 days to obtain the Falcosaurs if you do the quests every day on different characters. You see, there is a hack to doing several quests a day. I will get back to that later in the video. For now, all collectors sit back and relax as I take you through the process of bonding with your hatchlings until you obtain the Falcosaur mounts. I do recommend trying to work through the 4 quest lines at the same time, as it will be way faster for you compared to doing 4 times 15 days of farming one Falcosaur after the other. But whether you spend 1 times 15 days or 4 times 15 days questing, you will have the following rewards by the end. The Snowfeather Hatchling Pet and the Snowfeather Hunter Mount, the Bloodgazer Hatchling Pet and the Predatory Bloodgazer Mount, the Sharp Talon Hatchling Pet and the Viridian Sharp Talon Mount, and the Direbeak Hatchling Pet and the Brilliant Direbeak Mount. To begin your Falcosaur quest lines, you must keep an eye out for the 4 world quests in the Broken Isles. Snowfeather Swarm in High Mountain, Bloodgazer Swarm in Azuna, Sharp Talon Swarm in Val'sharah, and the Direbeak Swarm in Stormheim. Several of these quests can be up at the same time, so keep a close eye on it daily. It is very important before you fly out to one of the zones to pick up 4 food items from the stores around Dalaran. Smoked Elderhorn can be bought from innkeeper Amici Azurgaze. Azurian grapes can be bought from the fruit vendor Applebow. Dried bilberries, which can be bought from the fruit and drink vendor Fiala Sweetberry. And the pungent Reichled Gamalust, which can be sold by Fiala Sweetberry as well. Note that all items can be bought from several different vendors. You can look them up through Wowhead's page, which is linked in the description below. You want to have 1 of each food item in your bags. Once your bags are full of food, head to one of the world quests and look for the Falcosaur matriarchs. There is 1 for each Falcosaur type at the following coordinates. The Snowfeather Matriarch can be found at 35.21 in High Mountain. The Bloodgazer Matriarch spawns at 35.05 in Azuna. The Sharp Talon Matriarch spawns at 48.09 in Val'sharah. And the Direbeak Matriarch is at 78.76 in Stormheim. Take out these matriarchs and loot them. Afterwards, an orphaned hatchling will spawn somewhere in the world quest area. Some are more easily spotted than others, some are rather far away. They are tiny little things, so what I did was /target each of the orphans. So, for instance, after killing the Snowfeather Matriarch, I typed /orphaned Snowfeather as I flew around the area until I found it on the map. The orphans will not spawn if you take out the matriarch when the world quest isn't up. However, should you accidentally complete the world quest while waiting for the matriarch to spawn, it will not impact the spawn of the orphan. Once you find your orphan, you want to talk to it and feed it its favorite food item. Congratulations! You have obtained a Falcosaur pet, and the most complicated part of the questline is now done. Of course, depending on your perspective on pet battles. If you're not interested in mounts or really don't like pet battles, you can stop here. The Falcosaur pets will be yours forever, regardless of whether you do their questlines or not. Once you have adopted one, or all 4, orphan Falcosaur hatchlings, your daily work can begin. Every day the hatchlings will have a new quest for you. Summon one and a yellow exclamation point should appear above their heads. Complete a quest and the Falcosaur hatchling will be tired and want to rest till the next day. You can complete one quest for each Falcosaur hatchling per day. However, if you do complete a quest with a hatchling and switch to a different character who then summons the same hatchling, there is a chance that the hatchling will have a new quest on the same day. This way you'll be able to skip some days and get your 15 quests per Falcosaur done quicker. Each Falcosaur has 15 different quests. They are as follows. On day 1, I recommend using an ultimate leveling stone to level your Falcosaurs if you have any. This will greatly decrease the time you need to spend on your Falcosaur pits. Now for a few tips. On every quest that states with your hatchling or with your hatchling out, make completely sure you have summoned your hatchling and the right breed. Otherwise, a quest, a battle, a dungeon or a raid will not count, and it's awful to have to do it all over again. Regardless of this advice, you might still miss a summon here and there. I did, so don't torment yourself about it. Take your time and don't burn out. It's a lot of quests. As mentioned earlier, you can switch between characters to reduce the cooldown, so to speak, of quests spawns for your Falcosaur pets. So you won't have to wait a day between several quests. You can also switch over between characters while working on, for instance, day 4 on several Falcosaurs. If you do 3 world quests on one character with one Falcosaur pet, you can do the same 3 world quests on a different character with a different Falcosaur. On day 5 and 14, make sure you summon your hatchling before you enter the pet battle. I had my Falcosaur in the first slot of the team on day 5, but not on day 14. On day 14, you can still complete the quest if your Falcosaur dies, but you probably can't on day 5. On day 6, keep an eye out for the blue world quests, not the purple ones, and dungeon quests don't count. On day 15, to find the matriarch, the world quest does not need to be active. For all the pet battles, do not be discouraged if you've never done pet battles before. Most of them are pretty easy and straightforward, with the pet world quests being exceptions. I recommend Su Fu's pet battle strategies on WoW-Pet Guide for some inspiration to teams that other people have used against certain opponents. The link to the page is in the description below. Otherwise, trial and error also works quite well. By the end of it all, you should have obtained 4 new, quite unique mounts and 4 pets that retain their emotes and cute little shenanigans while they run around alongside you on your adventures in Azeroth. Now, if you completed these quests easily and felt like you hardly broke a sweat, I have a real challenge for you. Once you have completed the quest line for one of the hatchlings, you will have unlocked the reputation with the Talon's Vengeance, the Falcosaur faction, so to speak. Work for this faction and you can obtain the following rewards: the Ivory Feather item at Honored, and the Ivory Hawkstrider Mount and the title Talon's Vengeance at Exalted with Talon's Vengeance. You gain reputation by doing some PvP activity in the Broken Isles and earning marks of prey. Each of these marks awards you with 100 reputation. To begin this rather tricky grind, In current retail, when there's few people around the Broken Isles, you must visit Aviana at Sylvan Falls in High Mountain at the coordinates 32.66. Approach her riding one of your Falcosaur mounts, and she will have some unique dialogue for you. She gives you the Ivory Talon, an item similar to the Censer of Eternal Agony from Mists of Pandaria. The item will turn you into an Avenger of Aviana only in Falcosaur World Quest areas and PvP World Quest areas, where you will gain your marks of prey by killing other players. According to Wowhead, you will need a total of 420 marks of prey to hit Exalted with the Talon Vengeance faction. So, good luck. A word of advice is to hold onto the marks and only use them when you have a reputation buff on you, like the Darkmoon Fair buff or similar, to get even more reputation per mark. Alright, I think we got through everything. I hope this guide was helpful for you, or perhaps taught you something new about the Legion Falcosaur mounts and pets. Which one of the Falcosaurs is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. You're also more than welcome to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, or visit my Twitch channel or Twitter. Links are just below. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.